Hello, welcome again to Going for a Song. Just to remind you, those of you who weren't with us before in the last series, you'll see a lot of objects, you'll be told about them, then the customers I'm going to introduce you to will try to guess what they are, tell us about them. The experts will tell us, I'm sure, we'll put a value on it, and then the customers try and guess that value, and we have a competition. So let's meet the customers first. A face that's very familiar, actor Simon Williams.
Hello.
And on the other side, taking him on, he collects, incidentally, theatricalia, but taking him on, a girl who likes porcelain miniatures, Arianna Stassinopoulos.
No.
Now, she's also knows quite a bit about music, so she's chosen the right program to come on, because our expert, our visiting expert, is one who's never been with us before, and I think you're going to see him again. Graham Wells.
Hello.
And, of course, on the right of the team, we rely on Arthur Negus.
Hello.
So, having cleared our throats and the start, let's have the first object, please.
And now, for viewers at home only, a 16th century lute. The woods used in its construction include sycamore, walnut and ebony. It's one of the very few surviving examples of the work of Hans Frey, who worked in Bologna in Italy. Date about 1550.
Now, as some of these instruments we're going to see are not only rare and old, but beautiful and tender things, please don't play them. Perhaps Graham will oblige on one or two occasions. Simon, your first go.
Now, this is a beautiful, beautiful instrument. I don't think I could, by the look of the condition of the strings, play it, even if I wanted to, Max.
But is it your instinct to play? Do you like doing so?
I would love to lay my fingers on it, yes. It's a mandolin, I suspect. Unless it's got 18 strings to it. It's finished in a, looks like to me like sort of a light maple or some very light wood like that at the base there. I should think it must be 16th century, late 16th century, I should think, except for some of the strings which are rather more modern.
Well, late 16th, think Simon. Arianna?
Well, it certainly can't be any later than late 16th, because I think it is a lute. And lutes are not really made after the 17th century. It must be then a real treasure, because they're so very, very hard to find. The body seems to be fluted.
Perhaps if you held it the other way, we could see better.
If I held the other way, you
yes.
could see. It's all fluted here. And really beautiful.
When you
And
said hard to find, makes it sound as if you've looked, have you?
As if I've looked?
For lutes.
Well, I haven't actually looked for lutes, but now there seems to be such a resurgence in old instruments like that, and many people who can play them are having, and some of them friends of mine, are having tremendous trouble finding them. And that's why, assuming it is a lute, I think that it can't be really any later than the 17th century, so I would say that it is late 18th. And there's a beautiful engraving also here.
Late 17th, you mean, having said... late 16th?
No, late 16th.
You agree with Simon?
Yes, I do.
Good. Well, 16th century, they say. Graham Wells, and they say a lute.
Yes, they're quite right. It is indeed, and really is the most exciting object. These instruments are just so rare. And Simon was quite right in his wood, because it's, it's sycamore. It probably got a label inside it, if I can possibly get the light correct.
You're absolutely right, it has a label inside, we do know.
Yes. Hans Frey.
Hans Frey, it says. Did you see?
I can see it, yes, I can see it. It's extremely hard with lutes because the rose is so close that I'm afraid I'm quite used to trying to struggle to see difficult labels.
So feel Frey, if I may say so. Come on, tell us about it.
Yes, well, the body is certainly by Frey. The rest of it, the neck and the head, is later.
You speak very positively.
Well, they were both our customers were right in their dating. It is from, well, Hans Frey was working from about sort of 1550, 1570, something like that. And at that time, the instrument would have had less strings. And it's obviously been adapted, perhaps in the 17th century, to take more strings.
How many would it have had in the 16th?
It would probably have had, well, I would speak in courses. These strings are in pairs.
Yes.
And each pair is termed a course.
There are 9 there.
And now, it would originally have had 6 or 7 courses, of which the top one would be single. Actually, the bridge also is not original.
Well, there's been a
That's
lot of
definitely-
argument about this. You are heavily coming down on the side of those who say...
I'm not happy with the bridge. Yes. Just somehow... No.
Doesn't speak.
It doesn't speak to me, no.
Why
The rest of it is just superb.
Why did Fry operate in Bologna?
Well, it was the centre of lute making in this period, of Italian lute making. And there were 1 or 2 other makers, contemporary makers also. I think this is a Fry lute. It's one of perhaps only, I think, 4 or something known examples. I know there are 2 in Vienna, in the museum in Vienna.
Could Arthur give us a clue by the difference in woods as to date on the neck?
He's not very happy about the bridge. I'm not very happy about any of it. I can give you the wood on the neck. Yes, it's in ebony and ivory. But good Lord, it really is almost as light as a feather. Gosh, 1550, and you expect me to be able to say something about a lute? The first time I've ever handled one in my life.
Well, treasure the moment, Arthur,
I
as we
shall.
all will.
I shall
1550
indeed.
is dead right, about this part anyway. After a lot of argument, people thought, in fact, that the neck did belong, some authorities, but perhaps we'll take our Graham's word for it, because he was very positive. And the feeling of Arianna was there was something different there. Somebody once said, apparently, that a good lute, 3/4 of your life as a lutist is spent in tuning it. Do you agree with that?
Yes, that's...
Well, there you are. First go to you, and it's obviously something worth a lot of money. Simon.
I'll hazard a guess. It has to be a very broad guess at £5,500. 5,500.
£5,500 I'm bid there by Simon Williams, and really is quite a remarkable instrument, this. What about you, Arianna?
Well, what price do you put on a real treasure? And as Graham said, there may be just 3 or 4 of them.
5 and 0.
So, 5, I would say 9,000.
You are nearer, because it's 17,000, in fact, that our experts have put on that. And they might as well have put pretty well any figure, but 17,000 they did. Arianna's the nearer, so gains 5 points, not being within 10%. And she leads then, I mustn't, let that slip. Looks a little bit like Concord there, I feel. I don't know why, it gives me that feeling.
It's not as expensive.
Not as expensive, no. 5-0, Arianna leads as we go on to our next object, please.
This English two-handled slipware bowl is decorated with a tulip design and a motto, "The best is not too good for you." Also included are the initials DS and the date it was made, 1709.
Your turn to have first sip at this, so to speak, Arianna.
Yes. There's actually something written on it.
If you can find the right...
1709.
Yes, 79.
So, presumably this is the date. Not for good, for you. Some kind of...
The best is not for you, is it?
The best is not for you.
The best is not too good for you.
The best is not too good for you. So maybe it's from one lover to another, or from a husband to his wife, or from somebody to a loved one. And at the same time, it's pretty functional, it seems to me, because it's not... it's something which could be used at home. It's...
Do you think it's of that date?
I think it is probably... It's probably even earlier.
Even earlier than the date?
Yes, so
And-
it's late 17th, 18th century.
Made where, do you think?
Well, made in England, I would...
In England.
Or, yes, made in England, I would say.
Simon, do you agree with all that?
It's rather an attractive thing. I suspect it's earlier. I would hazard a guess that it was earlier, and that maybe it had this very pleasant sentiment had been put on along with the engravings on it at possibly a later date. I don't know why I have that feeling. It's an older flavour about the inside of it than there is. I'd say 100 years earlier than the date on it there.
Right.
I don't know why.
They think earlier, 1609, you'd say then, roughly. This is more, I think, in Arthur's line, the musical instruments. We'll see.
Indeed. Yes, I wish I could remember the potter, but I can't. This is what we call sort of slipware. It's very early. Whether one calls that a big porringer or a posset pot, I'm not quite sure. But 1709 would be, I think, about the date this one was made. This man, if only I could think of his name, used to make huge chargers.
Thomas?
Well, you'll have to say it.
Toft, are you thinking?
Thomas Toft. This is the fellow who played about in these early days during the reign of Charles II. And it's a lovely experimental. Look at these tulips sort of sitting up there. And you just imagine a chap like you might ice a cake, squeeze in a bag and put in this sort of, just these lines, slipping them on, as it were, down those handles. And so this again is, perhaps we shall have something sooner or later worth a tenner. But this again is a very rare article. And I would think that the date is right for when that was given to whoever it was given to.
It's a little bit late for the Tofts, but there were many who did it in their manner.
That's quite true. Yeah. I expect most people know the huge chargers this man made, and always put his name, Thomas Toft, on the bottom. But that, to my mind, is simple. It's nice as a man experimenting in some sort of pottery and making something, and fancy that's 270-odd years old.
Have you ever heard the expression a braggart pot?
No, I haven't.
Nor would I, but that, somebody has said, is what it is.
Well, I suppose some braggart would reckon to put it down in one.
That's it, I think. Well, there we are, 1709. Probably not by the Tofts, because they'd finished by then, in all probability, but it's possibly a Simpson or, as somebody said, Malkin, for those who do know these. There we are, another rare article, and shall we say not as rare and expensive as the lute, but,
no, but
Arianna.
It is very old, it is very rare. On the other hand, as Arthur said, it is experimental. So I would say...
Not itself experimental,
no, but
the art of it.
The art, yes. I
Yes.
mean, it was the beginning of something rather than the culmination. So maybe I would say 1,800.
£1,800 I'm bid there by Arianna, who at the moment is leading by 5-0. Simon?
The best is not good enough for you. I would go below that, quite considerably below that. I'd go to half that. I'd say 900 top.
Well, I cannot but give Simon his 10 because it's 850 and he's within 10%. Simon then leads by 10-5 at the halfway stage because this is the moment at which Arthur always brings along a piece of furniture, and here he is with a lovely chair to tell us about.
Yes, I feel a bit better about this because that is just a Chippendale mahogany chair. But let's have a look at it now, just in a bit of detail. Just a rather ordinary, nice, pierced upright splat, carved with these little C-scrolls, everywhere little C-scrolls. Nice shaped top rail, more C-scrolls everywhere. But now look what it does. Look at the shape of this arm. Oh, it goes out there, curls itself round, and then a lovely acanthus leaf carved right back across the arm there. And you see raised on cabriole legs, a bracket put on there, which is usual, and you see once more the acanthus carved right down the leg, right across the bracket, and then ending up with those lovely scroll feet. And of course, it's in the original petty point needlework, so that's a good chair. But there's one little silly thing about this that I like. Now you just look at this, because this chair has been put up on casters years and years and years ago, probably when it was made about 1760. 4 leather discs inside that brass frame is the first type of caster that went everywhere. And now look, it's been fixed, it's stuck, and it's been slid across some carpet so much that roller is absolutely worn dead flat and it's polished with little brass fixings. Now, isn't that nice? Because that, to me, says that every single thing about this chair is exactly as it was when it was made. And that chair must be worth about £1,000. And when I tell you I know the room it's in with 5 chairs exactly the same, a lovely set of 6.
Well, thank you, Arthur, very much. An expansive and an expensive chair, but a beautiful one. So, with Simon in the lead, 10 to 5, let's rejoin the competition and have our next object, please.
A Baroque trumpet. Although it appears to be made of silver, it's not hallmarked, possibly due to the addition of brass to strengthen it. It was made by William Bull in London about 1700.
And it's your go again first, Simon, and I know you're itching to play this, sorry.
The temptation to play it overwhelms everything else in me. This is the most beautifully finished instrument here. It must be in silver plate, and it's got this beautiful work halfway down in here, and again around here. It's quite amazing, the detail of work here. I have no idea what it's actually called. The mouthpiece doesn't look quite in keeping with the rest of it. I should love to hear the sound of it, and that's all I can say about it on to you.
I think you've been inspired by saying about the mouthpiece, by the last piece.
Yes.
Yes. Arianna.
It is a trumpet, and an exquisite one. I would say that it is late 18th century or early 19th century. Early 19th century, rather. I don't know whether the mouthpiece is detachable or not. I'd better not try and find out.
No.
But it does look beautiful and
Country of origin?
beautifully engraved. German?
Germany, right. Late 18th or early 19th, Germany, and I've forgotten now what Simon said. I don't think he did about period. Graham?
I didn't.
What a simply beautiful piece. And round it, it should have its name. There we are. William Bull, engraved round the rim. London, fake it. Absolutely fantastic piece. This sort of trumpet, of course, precedes the trumpet with valves, which didn't come in until the 19th century. On this sort of trumpet, you can only play on the harmonics of the instrument. I'm not exactly a brass player, so I won't deafen you all by having a go. But I'm quite certain that the instrument would play absolutely beautifully.
Would it hurt if you had a go?
Well, I'm prepared to,
I
if you
mean,
don't
we'd
mind.
like to hear the note.
Oh, not too
I
bad.
think you did just well. So, date? And who was William Bull?
Yes, I was just wondering if it in fact is got hallmarks on it anywhere at all.
No, it
I believe
hasn't.
it hasn't, which is a pity because I was going to pass that over to Arthur to date, so I'm left on my own. Struggling to remember William Bull's working period.
Well, at a glance and what you know of this type of thing,
Yes, well, certainly 18th.
late 17th. Anyway.
Late
We should have given Arthur a go at that.
Yes,
Sorry, Arthur.
I should have done, really. Late 17th, that's right, yes, of course. Fantastic piece. Do have a look, Arthur.
Now, see, if I was going to cheat, I'd say, well, of course it's late 17th century. But whether you've caught sight of the work on this is really absolutely beautiful. And, you know, if you could just imagine a chap not walking about with that, but these Beatles and these people who went about with it, all this, the work is beautiful. I'm very surprised it's not hallmark for all that.
Well, it's not, but you would expect it to be,
I
would you?
have expected it to be hallmark.
Would you, Graham, have expected that?
I must admit, they're not always.
I imagine the same hallmarking laws apply to silversmiths who make instruments as well as teapots.
Could it be, in fact, that there's some brass in it and it's below the sterling for hallmarking, or not?
That could be so, but is it not solid silver?
Well, of course,
Well, not solid
if it was
silver.
absolutely solid silver, there would be a much greater danger of it being dented,
Yes.
and that would be very sad.
Well, 1685 to 1700, William Bull was King's trumpeter extraordinary, and also the best-known maker of these instruments. So there we have something that Graham, although he couldn't quite remember the date of him, knew at once was a rare and beautiful instrument. I hope I'm holding it the right way if you have a look at. I don't quite know, but it's your first go, Simon.
I have to bid higher than my instinct, having been bitten by the lute rather badly. 12,500.
12,500 were bid there by Simon Williams, who's in the lead by 10 to 5. Arianna, draw level now.
I would bid even higher because it sort of seems to be in very good order in terms of the decorations and not very dented really, and the sound sounded to me very good. So I would say 14,000.
Well, in fact, it was £4,000, so Simon actually is the nearer, gains only 5 this time, leads by 10 points by 15 points to 5. However, Arianna, if she's good on the next one, has quite a chance of catching up. Let's hope she is, and go to it now.
Looking rather like a small decanter, this is what's called a toddy lifter, used for transferring toddy from a bowl to a drinking glass. It's English and was made in the mid-19th century.
And this goes first to Arianna.
So lovely and dainty. It must be a scent bottle.
And when made?
And made late 18th century, early 19th century, I would say.
Early 19th century scent bottle, Simon?
I think it's a scent. I think it must be a scent bottle, but I think it must have had a stopper that is missing. It's got a hole in the bottom. Can't have been a very
It can't have been for
useful
a very
scent
expensive perfume.
Yes. I'm not sure that it can be a scent bottle. I would put it earlier than that. I'd put it mid-17th. And I think it's probably French or Dutch.
OK, we're spreading the net a bit. French
Yes.
or Dutch, mid-17th or early 19th, and it's Arthur first. Scent bottle?
No, just have a look at the bottom. No, this is a thing called a toddy lifter. This was put into the bowl of punch, and then one's thumb went over the hole in the top, which was sufficient then to hold the measure full of punch. When you took your thumb off, then you filled the glasses. This is a toddy lifter, and I should think the date is about 1810, 1820.
And English?
English.
Did they ever have them on the continent?
I can't recall ever having seen a foreign one, but that might not be true.
And Graham, I don't suppose you want to add to that, do you?
Really, except for a lovely weight to it.
Isn't it?
Gorgeous feel.
That much more when it's full. So, it's Arianna's first go, and one must say at once that that's not going to be anywhere near as expensive as some of the other things.
I would say it's £40.
£40 I bid there from Arianna. Now, what says Simon, who's in the lead by 15 to 5?
Toddy's price about 120.
Well, I think Simon possibly was thinking of what was in the toddy as well, because it's actually £15 that they put on it there, and Arianna catches up by 5 points to be 10 to 15 behind. Let's see what happens with a last quickie, shall we?
This treble recorder, made in a fruit wood, is the product of 2 makers. The lower sections are by Thomas Stainsby Sr., and the top is by Pierre Bresson, an Anglo-French maker, early 18th century.
So, since this has to be a quickie, let's have it here, Mr. Green, thank you, and straight to Graham Wells to tell us all about it, we hope.
This is an item which is more familiar to us now than to people at the beginning of the century, because it's a recorder. It's a treble recorder, and this one is... Now, wait a minute. This is Stainsby, but not all Stainsby. This is Thomas Stainsby. There were 2 Stainsbys working... they started working, the elder Stainsby started working during the end of the 17th century, and his son carried on into the 18th century until about 1750.
That's fine. We mustn't go into the family history too long now. What's the other bit?
The other part is by a contemporary English maker, Bresson.
Well done.
And so it's a composite, but a delightful composite piece, because by two very eminent makers.
Well done indeed. Arthur, anything about the wood quickly?
No, thank you.
No?
No.
What would you say it is? Fruit wood?
Yes, it looks well carved.
Pear wood, we are told.
Yes.
OK, then. Well, there it is. It's, again, a composite piece, but then fairly rare and desirable. So it's the first go this time to Simon.
I'd say 4,500.
Well, it's just as well you said thousands instead of hundreds. We don't know. 4.5, yes. Sounds very professional. 4,500 were bid there by Simon.
I would say 3,000.
3,000, well, a good go, but I'm afraid it's 6,000. I say afraid because I always want the girl to win. £6,000, and so it's 5 more there to I beg his pardon, Simon Williams, and he has won, I declare, by 20-10. So, Simon, I'm delighted to offer you this. I hope you'll be able to mix something in it, or use it for fruit or something. It's, in fact, a Granger's Worcester piece, which is got quite a rare mark, about 1850. So while Simon is delighted to hold that at last, and he was clearly the winner, wasn't he, all the way through, it's time now to have Arthur's competition.
Well, here is a two-handled black basalt vase and cover. Nothing very exciting about that, except it was made by Josiah Wedgwood and Bentley. But this is the first time that people were sold shapes. Let's get this one off first. You see, nothing highly decorative about it, no pretty women, no nothing. Shapes. And now I can tell you something of why this has been brought, because this is actually one of only 2 that are perfect. And you'll see why this is so rare, because there were 6 of these made. Eventually, 2 of them were damaged in transit to London to be decorated, and so that left 4, and now there are but 2 which are perfect. Highly documented. Now, when I turn it round like that, and I'm half afraid to touch it, you'll see just what it says there. June the 13th, 1769, one of the first day's productions at Etruria, in Staffordshire, by Wedgwood and Bentley. Now, you've seen some fantastic things up to now. This is easier because you have to guess the value of this.
Well, thank you, Arthur. Why don't you have a go at this? Because it's anybody's guess. I might just as well say including Arthur's, I think. It's such a rare object. First day of Wedgwood and Bentley, and only one of 2 perfect ones surviving. So it could be anything. Have a go and you might win that prize to be spent in an antique shop of your choosing. And now, goodbye and good hunting.
Spellbinding performances of classical music and so much more. There's something for everyone at the BBC Proms. Listen and enjoy on BBC Sounds.